on maps, it's still called Eureka Valley. Some people call it the Gay Main Street. What am I talking about? Well, the zip code 94114, the Castro. And our next guest knows that area better than anybody. Welcome, Kathy Amendola of Cruisin the Castro Tours. How you doing?
Thanks, David. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really excited to be here.
You know, I have to tell you, I get the biggest kick walking through the Castro and seeing you leading one of your tours.
Yeah.
What is it like kind of being the head mistress of the Castro?
Head mistress, ooh. It's so exciting. It's people don't realize how much history and culture, and obviously it's sexual diversity there, that they just think it's just a wonderful place to party in and go eat and drink, but there's so much history. And what's empowering is sharing this history and actually hearing people's history. So it's a wonderful tapestry of just people who are involved and getting involved in the community and learning more about LGBT rights.
Now, talk to me about how long you have run the Cruisin the Castro Tours and how you got to be in San Francisco and take over this historic enterprise.
Actually, I never planned to be here, but I had a change in lifestyle and I needed a community. So that's when I moved from Maui to San Francisco, and Trevor Haley had started this tour back in '89. So when she retired, I had bought the business and continued on leading tours. So I have a professional background of tourism, actually, tour and travel.
So you came out on Maui and came here, was that what happened?
Yes, I did.
Everyone thinks I think of Maui as the most relaxing place, but you escaped not to Hawaii, but from Hawaii.
Exactly. So it's a very healing place, and it really made me come to terms with a lot of things about lifestyles and love and sexuality. And so I then transferred over to San Francisco because I had a need for a community. And this is the only amazing city that I'm aware of that has such an incredible, diverse, and really powerful LGBT community.
What have you learned about the gay community from leading these tours? I mean, it's been how many years now that you've been doing it?
10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
What have you learned from leading the tours, but also from some of the people who participate?
I've learned that we are such a minority and rights in our country. It's really, Kate was just on, it's really terrible how the LGBT community is considered the invisible culture, and how people don't realize how many people around them are sexually diverse, and the fact that it's more human and civil rights issues than anything. But the most amazing thing in the world that's happening now is that it is becoming awareness of people realizing how many people are diverse, and it is indeed human rights issues now. So very exciting time. It's a very exciting time.
So where do your tour members come from?
They come from internationally, domestically, local people in the neighborhood. People, again, don't realize how much history, and actually Harvey Milk had created this community that it's very strong and very politically proud, and it's just incredible to really go deeper into it.
You know, I've heard people say over the last few years that the Castro isn't gay anymore, quote unquote. Do you think that's true?
Funny, I had doing a tour the other day, and some gentleman stepped outside of Twin Peaks and sharing that he and his partner were together 40 years, and they're from Sacramento, and how the neighborhood's not the same. I advised him that people look different now. Okay? It doesn't mean that they're not sexually diverse. They look more mainstream. And I told him you can't judge a book by its cover, because there's so much bisexuality, pansexuality, in addition to homosexuality.
Right.
So the spectrum is really vast, and it's incredible.
You know, I know one of the things you're involved in, we both are the Rainbow Honor Walk,
Yes.
which is a wonderful addition to the Castro, if I do say so. How have having those 20 plaques
Yes.
impacted the neighborhood and also your tours?
Again, raising so much history about LGBT people who have made impacts in history. The Rainbow Honor Walk has been a great addition to the tour, because people are realizing, oh my gosh, I know of Frida Kahlo. I didn't know she was bisexual.
Right.
James Baldwin, so many, Del Martin. It's just incredible. Actually, some of the names that have been selected are from my tour members. Alan Turing, he actually took maybe Harvey Milk's spot. I mean, it was such an incredible person who had made such a contribution to society, the Enigma Code in World War II, and the fact that modern day, father of modern day computer science. So amazing people who have done that.
Now, I know you're in the middle now of looking at the next 20 honorees.
Yes.
What is it like, I don't want to say debating, but talking about who are going to be the next people listed? What is that like for you?
It's very exciting because, and it's also, we're presented with hundreds of names. So it's really sometimes a difficult task in all coming into agreement that only these 20 people will be on the list next, when there's hundreds or thousands of people. We have to work with a criteria, and that's what's really kind of keeping us focused. And it's challenging, but we've got a great board, so it works really well.
Right. Of the 20 names on the Rainbow Honor Walk, do you have a favorite, or is that a bad question?
No, not at all. I have several favorites, but one person that I do stop and talk about with a lot of heart and passion is Del Martin. And the whole thing that if it weren't for Del and Phil and the Daughters of Bilitis, the American Psychiatric Association would have not, not have taken
because up until, what was it, 1976, the American Psychiatric Association said that homosexuality was a sickness, a disease.
Absolutely, actually till about the 72 or so. And then the Daughters of Bilitis got that overturned. So we have so much to thank for these two women who put years behind this, and they could have been arrested, killed, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's very humbling that Phyllis unveiled Del's plaque.
Yeah, Del is no longer with us.
Correct.
But her widow, Phyllis, is now in her 90s.
That's right.
Lives just a couple blocks away from her wife's plaque.
Exactly. So it's very endearing to talk about that.
We've just got a few moments left, but I want to make sure we talk about something that's coming up next for you, which is a specific tour for the Castro.
Yes.
Talk about that.
The Castro Food and Wine Tour is now being unveiled, and basically the Castro is known for its food and wine and social scene, and it's a very vibrant social scene. So now I'm highlighting several restaurants and wine bars in our neighborhood because food and wine is such an amazing part of the community and most communities. So I wanted to highlight that whole experience in dining in LGBT communities and pairing wine with these amazing types of food.
So now it's not going to be a history walk. It's going to be walk the walk and have a fine wine as well.
Exactly. I'm offering two tours. That's right. So basically we have an historical walking tour, and then I'm offering the food and wine tours in addition.
Great. Well, once it gets going, I look forward to having you back on the show
Absolutely.
talking about
Thank you so much, David.
We've been speaking to Kathy Amendola. I'm David Perry. Thanks for watching 10%.